Close your eyes and picture this. You're you, but like a much cooler, way hotter version of you. Almost like you're the main character in a saucy harem anime. And of course, it wouldn't be a good harem anime if you weren't completely surrounded by ridiculously hot people practically falling over themselves to get your attention. Nice, right? Okay, now open your eyes. I'm guessing that unless you did this exercise while standing in the middle of a busy intersection and got isekai'd by Truck-kun, you're not actually swimming in hotties right now, are you? Well, that's where I come in. Hey, my name is Tiffany, and I'd like to welcome you to the Elevated Otaku Podcast, where we talk about how to improve your life, nurture your relationships, and how to defeat the Fire Lord. We already talked about how to make new friends in a different episode. So in this episode, we're going to talk about your love life. More specifically, how to improve your dating app profile so that you can be right swipe worthy. And though I may not be able to promise you an adoring harem, what I can do is help you to revamp that dusty profile of yours so that you can actually have a shot at wooing your waifu or hooking your husbando. But before we jump into the nitty-gritty, we're going to spin the wheel of listener-submitted questions to get us warmed up. And the question of the day comes from Permafun. He asks, you have the chance to live in one of the following anime worlds, but the catch is that you're a bottom-tier character. Are you choosing to live in the My Hero Academia world or Dragon Ball world? Oh, this one is super easy for me. Okay, maybe not like super easy considering everything that's going on in season 6 right now, but either way, I still have to go with My Hero Academia. Don't get me wrong, I love Dragon Ball. And I may or may not have had my sexual awakening when I saw Zarbon for the first time. But listen, this is a judgment-free zone. Don't judge me. All I can say is that I cannot be the Yajirobe of the group. I feel like the human Z-fighters only exist to get their asses kicked until Goku decides that he wants to actually take the fight seriously. I can't live in a world where my only job is to stand on the sidelines and toss sensu beans to the Saiyans while I try not to die. Although we do have to acknowledge that there are some pretty god-awful quirks in My Hero Academia. Like, I'm pretty sure I saw a dude with a spray bottle nozzle for a head. The difference with My Hero Academia, though, is that if you're clever enough, you can still make a crappy quirk useful. For instance, I did not see how Sero's tape quirk got him into Class 1A in the first place until someone compared it to Spider-Man's webbing. And you know what? That's a valid point. And I have to admit that he's kind of been kicking ass lately, as much as a tape dude can. I'm just saying, I think that even with a crappy quirk, you'd still be able to live a pretty happy life. So drop me in the MHA verse and bring on the crappy quirks. Oh, that almost kind of rhymed. What do you think? Are you going DBZ or MHA? Go to the Elevated Otaku Twitter page and let's debate. And while you're there, feel free to DM me with your own question of the day ideas and make sure to follow me for more random fandom talk and EXO updates. My goal is to build up our little nerdy family, and I would love for you to be a part of it. All right, without further ado,
can we skip to the good part?
Let's play a game. Add 1 point for each one of the phrases that you have listed in your dating app bio. Work hard, play hard. You must be at least 6 feet tall. Looking for my partner in crime. I'm fluent in sarcasm. If you can't handle me at my worst, then you don't deserve me at my best. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I hate filling these out. Just ask. Or just nothing. A completely blank bio. Empty as Kaminari's head and vacant as Planet Vegeta. Oh, too soon? Okay, hold on to your scores because it's time for the bonus round. Photo edition. Add another point if you have a dirty mirror bathroom selfie, are making a duck face, If you have a picture where you're holding a fish, if you're flipping off the camera, or if all of your photos are nothing but selfies. All right, pencils down, everyone. It's time to tally your scores. If you scored anything higher than a 0, then listen up because this episode is for you. Unless you really did get isekai'd by Truck-kun, if you're single, dating apps are a necessary evil. And it feels like everyone and their mama is on them right now, which is why I want to help you stand out by working on your big 3. Your pictures, your profile, and your messages. So let's jump right in. Phase 1, your pictures. Let's face it, as deep as we all like to think we are, we can't deny that attraction matters. I'm not saying that you have to be a supermodel to snag a partner or anything, but everyone appreciates a little bit of effort. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, let's make sure that yours can't be dumbed down into a sticky note. First things first, be careful with your group pictures. Listen, I know that we just spent a whole episode talking about how to meet new people and make new friends, so I understand that now that you got them, you want to show them off. But you gotta be careful about how you do it. Group pictures are a great way to show that you're likable and social, but if the first picture or the first several pictures in your profile are unlabeled group pictures, then you're setting yourself up to be a participant in a competition that you didn't know you signed up for. And you may not be the winner. If you aren't leading with a solo picture or labeling yourself in your group pictures, you may be setting your potential match up for disappointment. And if you have too many unlabeled group pictures, they may just get tired of playing the guessing game altogether and swipe left out of frustration. Next, let's talk about masks. Is your name Gojo? Is your name Shizu? If not, then ditch the mask. Unless you have some super cool or unique mask that gives insight into your interests or your personality, my Cowboy Bebop mask, then you're defeating the purpose of having a picture in the first place if you're going to have a mask on in your picture. Let's be honest, you probably aren't wearing your mask in public, so why are you doing it in your picture? Don't be shy. Show off that lovely face of yours. Tip number 3, variety. Since we're leaning into the harem metaphor, can you tell me what every harem and reverse harem have in common? Come on, just shout it out for me. Right. I can't actually hear you. All right, I'll just tell you. The potential love interests in every harem always have very different personalities. You've got your aloof tsundere, your down-to-earth childhood best friend, your I'm sexy and I know it character, your I'm sexy and I don't know it character, and of course, the one that the main character actually picks that wasn't even in your top 3. Nisekoi. What I'm saying is that people like variety. And since there's only one of you, the way to give the people what they want is to show them different sides of you. You can't just throw up 7 selfies and call it a day. You have to give your matches an idea of who you really are. Include pictures of yourself engaging in your hobbies, action shots of you doing something fun or cool, pictures that show that you have a sense of humor, pictures of you and your pet. Just interesting pictures. The goal is to show your potential matches that you're more than just a pretty face. Okay, my last tip in the picture category is don't be sketchy. This should go without saying, but it seems like I need to shout it out loud for the people in the back. You should actually be in your photos. Faceless pictures or pictures that solely focus on your body or your naughty bits. Just scream red flag. You hiding something? You hiding from someone? Or are you just looking for a quick hookup? Because regardless of your answer, this is what people are going to think if you're MIA in all of your pictures. If you don't have anything to hide, then don't. Moving on to phase 2, your bio. All right, so you managed to get their attention. Now, what are you going to do with it? Tip number 1, actually write a bio. I know that we said that the aloof tsundere is a popular harem archetype, but you shouldn't preemptively ghost someone with a blank bio if they're going there to learn more about you. Sometimes mysterious can be a turnoff. And it's actually one of the main reasons why people swipe left. Having a bare bio implies that you couldn't be bothered to put forth the effort into filling it out. This can leave your potential matches to wonder if filling out a simple bio isn't the only thing that you'll neglect. So just take a few minutes to write something, anything. My next tip is to let your personality shine through. From the time you were born up until this very moment, you have spent your entire life navigating the world through trial and error. You've explored the space around you as well as the depths of your own inner workings. You've compiled a collection of experiences, life lessons, successes, failures, heartbreaks, and triumphs. And after all of that growth and evolution, you have decided to sum up the depths of your soul into a cliche phrase like tacos are life. Ugh. Not only are you one of 1.5 gazillion people regurgitating the same Michael Scott quotes and dad jokes that you got from the internet, it doesn't actually say anything about how unique you are as a person. Margs and brunch are not an identity. Just like your pictures, you want to mention interests and traits that go beyond the superficial and give your match a glimpse of who you really are. What makes you you? What would they have to look forward to if you two got together? For example, on my old dating app, I say, I'm an athletic nerd who's as interested in hiking and paintball as I am in anime and comic books. I want to scream sing 2000s punk rock songs while on our way to grab dinner at a ramen shop before we go to a secondhand bookstore or to see a comedy show. Just try to dig a little deeper and write about the things that make you stand out in a crowd. Tip number 3, avoid the negativity. Dark and broody may be cute on Zuko, but unless you're a banished prince, you should probably try being nice. If your bio is full of demands and dismissals, you're going to scare everyone away. I know that you think you're weeding out the undesirables when you say things like, don't swipe right if you can't hold a conversation, or don't waste my time if you're not at least 6 feet tall. Ugh, chill. You're spending so much time telling potential matches of what hoops they need to jump through for the privilege of dating you that you don't ever mention why dating you is a privilege in the first place. I know it takes a little more effort to rule out people you aren't interested in by actually talking to them, but it's definitely a better option than filling out your bio with toxicity and sending everyone running in the other direction. Like the Fresh Prince said, you catch more flies with honey, but you catch more honeys being fly. I don't really think that that's relevant here, but what are you going to do? Argue with Will Smith? And if you do, I suggest that you keep his wife's name out your mother. Our final tip in the bio section is to ditch the fluff. Okay, I know in tip number 1, I said to write anything, but maybe I should have been a little bit more specific. You should write something substantial. Listen, we all hate filler episodes. They feel like a waste of time, and you don't really learn anything new by the end of it. So you can see why listing your name, your age, and the city you live in can feel pretty redundant since all of that information is already listed in your profile. This isn't the census, it's your love life. Dropping a string of emojis isn't a bio, it's a condensed picture book, and just listing all of your social media tags isn't informative. It's self-promoting. You have to give your matches something to work with to start a conversation with you. Otherwise, you're putting yourself in danger of receiving the dreaded, hey, message. Ugh. Bonus tip, stop doing that. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with hey? Just try harder. I know it's like quantity over quality on dating apps, but nobody wants to get a hey message. If you walk up, okay, you know what? I'm not going to start this rant. Now it's not the time. It's not like I have a platform or a podcast or anything. Moving on. On to our third and final phase. your messages. Ooh, you got a match. I mean, it's really not that surprising, considering that you followed all of the brilliant steps that I gave you to create an awesome profile. Soon, you and that hottie will be going out for boba, taking your dogs for walks in the park together, and curling up on the couch to marathon episodes of One Piece. That is, as long as you don't fuck it up. Tip number 1. Seriously, don't be sketchy. All right, Minetta, this one's for you. This may sound familiar, but trust me, it definitely bears repeating. Don't be sketchy. There is nothing worse than matching with someone that you find attractive, intriguing, and has similar interests, only for them to fire off some creepy-ass message right out of the gate. You want to do what? In my where? Ugh. Yeah. It may be in your best interest to keep your sexually explicit, vulgar, or just downright creepy messages to yourself. At least in the beginning, that is. Just read the room and form the conversations around similar interests or cool talking points that you picked up from their bio. You have to build up a little rapport and get an understanding of their sense of humor before you can go full weirdo. Tip number 2, don't overdo it with the compliments. Listen, I love compliments as much as the next girl, but emphatic gushing can be a turnoff. Yes, you may think she seems like an idyllic angel spun from the most luxurious gold and silver. And sure, you may think he looks like a statuesque Greek god chiseled from marble. But you may want to tone it down just a little bit. You sound like a human fedora. If you write paragraph after paragraph declaring your undying admiration for a person that you barely just met, it can come off a little disingenuous or just downright creepy. And you don't want your match thinking that you're the kind of person who would sniff their shoes when they leave the room. True story. My next tip is to not get too personal too soon. You know that scene from My Dress Up Darling where Gojo is trying to get more information about Kitagawa's cosplay source material, and she just launches into a detailed description of this raunchy, erotic harem video game while he's struggling to pick his jaw up off the floor? Yeah, don't do that. Oversharing about your kinks, your trauma, or your past relationships too soon can be jarring for a person listening. You run the risk of scaring them away or making them think that you're not fully healed or over your previous experiences. Just try to keep your first several conversations light, fun, and flirty. Leave a little to the imagination in the beginning and naturally dive deeper into the more taboo topics when it's appropriate. I mean, even an open book should save the more intense chapters for later. And now, the tip that I saved until the very end of the episode is coincidentally all about timeliness. Typically, there are 3 types of texters. The first is the texter who hears their phone ring, sees that they have a message, reads that message, and responds right away. That texter is the GOAT, and it is who we should all aspire to be. But unfortunately, a lot of us are one of the other 2 texters. The second type of texter hears their phone ring, sees they have a message, may or may not actually read that message, and then puts their phone down to presumably fall off the face of the planet for like 2 or 3 days before they think to themselves, oh shit, did I ever message them back? The third is usually the person who messages first. They fire off a text, then proceed to stare at their phone and wait for a reply. If that reply doesn't come within, let's say, 30 seconds, they fire off another text, and another, and another. If you're wondering which one I am, let's just say that one of my New Year's resolutions is to respond to my texts within 1 business day. When it comes to dating, or just being a person in general, it's important to be respectful of each other's lives outside of the app when you're communicating. People have lives. People are busy, and it's for those very reasons that if you're conversing with someone, you should both give them grace if they can't respond right away And also prioritize responding to those conversations so that the other person doesn't feel ignored. It is a balancing act, but it's not impossible. I say as I have like 3 unread messages right now, but it's okay. Listen, it's the second week of January. I'm working on it. And with that, my fellow nerds, we conclude our lecture on online dating apps. Now, it is time for your homework. Oh, stop. All you have to do is comb through your profile with these tips in mind. It only takes a few minutes, but it could make a big difference. Who knows? After a few tweaks, you could be planning a couples cosplay with the love of your life in no time. Wait, don't leave yet. Please don't forget to subscribe and rate the podcast because it really does help build our community. And I'll love you forever. And feel free to add me on Twitter at Elevated Otaku because I know some of you are still pronouncing that X. All right, happy swiping.